Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to my channel. In this video, we will discuss all about uh, cross correlation and properties of cross correlation function, what it does. Cross correlation between two different waveform or signals is a measure of similarity or match or relatedness between one's time domain signal, and the time delayed version of another signal. That means the cross correlation between two signals indicate how much one signal is related to the time delayed version of another signal. So how can we mathematically express this kind of function? So when I have two signals, right? I have discussed all about two signals, relatedness between one time domain signal and another time domain signal. But the second one was a time delayed version of that signal. So here we consider first signal as x1 of t and second signal as x2 of t of finite energy. So how can I denote this? It is this cross correlation function is denoted by r of 1, means first signal is coming first, and second here, 2 here means the second signal coming afterwards. So of tau, it is denoted like this, is equal to minus infinity to infinity. So first here is 1, so x1 of t written as it is. Second is 2, so complex conjugate of x2 of t minus tau, because that was finding a similarity between first signal and time delayed version of the second signal. So we are taking t minus tau. So this is how we mathematically express our cross correlation function. So if my two signals x1 of t and x2 of t are real, these are possible, this complex conjugate is possible for complex signals. But when my both signals are real valued signals, then my r 1 2 of tau will become minus infinity to infinity x1 of t into x2 of t minus tau into dt. Okay, so for this complex conjugate is possible for only complex signals. So for this is for real signals. So now we will see, if my tau is 0, that means my second signal is not delayed, it is at 0 position, then what will be this thing? Then this integration will become minus infinity to infinity x1 of t, tau is 0, so it will be complex conjugate of x2 of only t minus 0, so only t dt. So if this is 0, that means what? This is equal to tau is 0, so r 1 2 of 0 is also 0. Then x1 of t and x2 of t are known to be orthogonal to each other. Over the entire period. So we have seen when my denotation is like 1 2 here. We will see when I am denoting this cross correlation function as r of 2 1 now. Then how to write it down, this mathematical expression. So r of 2 1 of tau will be written as minus infinity to infinity x1 of t, x2 of, sorry, so this is 2 first, so here also 2 will be first, and here it will be 1 here, but complex conjugate of the second one. So here 1 is the second signal. So t minus tau into dt. So this will be my cross correlation function when my cross correlation function is denoted like this. So we can see from this above all these discussions we have done till now that my cross correlation function R12 of tau is a function of tau. That means it is a function of only the variable tau, and this variable tau is known as what? Delay parameter. Or scanning parameter, because when we change this variable then it will change this this x1 or x2 whatever here it is. So that will scan, that will change, that will, the time will get shifted from over minus infinity to infinity. So it is also known as scanning, because it will scan that signal to find the similarity between the other signal. So it is also known as a scanning parameter or the searching parameter. So now we will see what are the properties of my cross correlation function for energy signals. So properties of cross correlation function. So first property is of conjugate symmetry. So what does it mean? That cross correlation of 1, 2 of tau will be equal to complex conjugate of 2, 1 of minus tau. So my cross correlation function always obeys this conjugate symmetry. We have seen that in convolution, when we do convolution, perform convolution on two signals, then they obey commutation property. So what does this commutation property means? They are commutative in a way. So x1 of t convolution with x2 of t is equal to x2 of t convolution with x1 of t. So the position of two signals doesn't matter in case of convolution, but in case of my cross correlation, these positions will matter. That is, R12 of tau is not equal to R21 of minus tau. So this is first property. First property is nothing but it is exhibiting conjugate symmetry. So when we change the position of two signals, that is first it was 1 2, and when we change the position to 2 1, so it restores the conjugation thing, that is conjugate of, it will be equal to the conjugate of the other this exchanged signals term. So this is my first property. The second property is when R12 of 0 is 0, that means what? That is nothing but integration minus infinity to infinity x1 of t complex conjugate of x2 of t, tau is 0, so there is nothing left, is 0. Then x1 of t and x2 of t are nothing but are said to be orthogonal over the entire time period. So these are orthogonal to each other. So this is my second property. And third property is of, like when I take this Fourier transform of my cross correlation function, then this is my third property. It's stating that the cross correlation of two energy signals corresponds to the multiplication of Fourier transform of one signal by the complex conjugate of Fourier transform of second signal. That means I am taking Fourier transform of this thing is equal to Fourier transform of multiplication of Fourier transform of first signal and complex conjugate of Fourier transform of the second signal. So this is my third property, and this relation is also known as correlation theorem. So in this video, we have discussed what and defined what is meant by a cross correlation of two energy signals, and we have seen three important properties of our cross correlation function of energy signals. And the first one was nothing but of it is exhibiting a conjugate symmetry. Second one was when my tau is 0, then the two signal tau is 0, then the cross, if my cross correlation function is 0, then in that case my both the signals x1 of t and x2 of t are orthogonal to each other over the entire time period. And the third property establishes what? The cross correlation function's Fourier transform is nothing but equal to multiplication of first signal's Fourier transform into complex conjugate of Fourier transform of second signal. So I think this cross correlation, what is the definition and what are the properties are now clear after this video. And in my next video, we will see what are the properties of what is the cross correlation of power signals and properties of cross correlation function for power signals. And I stop my video here, and thank you.